On my left is Dr. Robert Craig, Chief Scientific Advisor to the United Kingdom's Ministry of Defense. The stocky red-headed man inclined his head in acknowledgement. Continuing in clockwise fashion, Dr. Klaus Gottlieb, Scientific Advisor to the European Commission. Roger recognized the bald, bird-like visage of the older man from an August meeting in Stockholm. Although he'd only chatted with the scientist briefly, the encounter had felt interminable. Next we have Dr. Pierre Boudreau, Senior Astrophysicist for the European Space Agency. Raising his left eyebrow ever so slightly, Roger glanced across the table at the slender Frenchman. He had known and liked Pierre since they had collaborated on the International Space Station for NASA. The man was brilliant and endowed with an affable personality that could charm a group of locals at a Houston coffee shop as effortlessly as society's elite at a Long Island social. But what was he doing here? For that matter, what was Roger doing here? What had been billed as a conference on the status of LHC repairs was clearly nothing of the sort. 5 people? This wasn't enough for a round-table discussion, much less a conference. And the makeup of the group: 2 French, 1 German, a Brit, and an American. Something about the mix didn't seem right for an LHC discussion. The project was a worldwide collaboration. So what was this about? And on my right is Dr. Roger Dalbert, Chairman of the U.S. President's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology. As for me, I am Dr. Louis Dubois, and I'm the senior physicist for the Atlas experiment. Actually, that title is a bit presumptuous, since we have over 2,500 physicists from 37 countries collaborating on this experiment. Let's just say Atlas is my baby, and a very big baby at that. Roger heard chuckles of approval from the small assemblage. Dr. Dubois paused, then spread his hands, palms up, like a pastor about to call his flock to prayer. It is by now obvious to you all that this is no conference on the LHC repair schedule. I apologize for the subterfuge, but I am quite certain you will soon understand why we deemed this necessary, given the current situation. One that requires deft handling to avoid undesirable media involvement. Roger's pulse quickened. Media involvement? Had the CERN scientists made a breakthrough? Had they finally established definitive validation for the physics standard model? But then, why not just present their results? Nothing about this made any sense. Rather than try to explain why I called you together, let me show you. Dr. Dubois thumbed a button on the small remote control unit he picked up from the table, bringing the flat panel display on the far wall to life. The screen showed a myriad of colored lines twisting away from a central point, something a child might have produced given a full day with a spirograph. Dr. Dubois moved the mouse pointer on the screen, circling the central point. This is an Atlas image from testing conducted just prior to the latest system shutdown, early on the morning of the last Friday in November. In fact, it was still Thanksgiving night over in America when this image was captured. Roger studied the screen. Without a detailed study of the complete data set, he was at a loss to spot anything unusual in the image. Clearly, the extreme energy released in the proton collisions had created a wide range of particles with different charges, spins, and masses, accounting for the assortment of paths that were displayed on the screen. Now this, Dr. Dubois said, bringing a new image to the display, is Atlas data captured this very morning. Although the first image had been indicative of an extreme energy event, this latest image showed an order of magnitude increase in particle interactions, so many that it was difficult to discern one path from the other. "Excuse me," Dr. Craig interjected. "Were you using the same filter and trigger settings on this last event?" "The Atlas instrument settings are unchanged," Dr. Dubois replied. Something about that statement bothered Roger, and he leaned forward. "But you said this was captured this morning."